Hey, Mike with Rogue Pest Control here. And did you know that you might not be the only ones taking a trip this spring break? Well, pests really like to travel, and that could be a common issue that happens during this time of year. Again, a lot of pests, what they do when temperatures change and the seasons start to transition from winter to spring, a lot of them are going to come out of hibernation, pretty much like what we do when springtime comes around, right? We start to head out more, we experience the world and take trips, different things like that. Well, pests really do the same kind of thing. So something to really keep in mind is as springtime approaches, if you don't have a general pest control program, a service in place around your home, you could be letting a lot of these pests in without really even knowing it. You know, as things warm up, we usually tend to open windows, leave doors open, have the screen door open, different things like that, right? And what can happen is a lot of these pests will get in through open windows or holes in screens or underneath door cracks and crevices. So again, one of the biggest things to keep in mind is that you want to prevent pests from getting in to begin with. So if you have a pest control service, do a barrier treatment around your home, that can do a lot of good to help keep pests out, or if they do cross that barrier, a lot of them are going to die before they can take hold or do any damage in your home. So that's one thing to do, but other couple steps you can take on your own would be focusing on exclusion, which is keeping pests out to begin with. So you could be installing things like door sweeps, weather stripping under windows, making sure your screens don't have any holes in it or any places for pests to get in. You know, sealing different cracks, maybe cracks in your steps or along the foundation, windows, different things like that. All kinds of entry points where pests can get in is one thing that you want to focus on. Another thing to keep in mind too is you might have pests that are living in other areas around your home, but now that it's springtime, they're going to try and get into your home. So an example is maybe mice and rodents living in a garage or a shed. You know, over the winter, they're probably not going to be exploring or leaving that place whatsoever because it's too cold to get out. But as things warm up, there's going to be a lot more activity and there's a lot higher likelihood that they're going to leave that area to try and get into your home. So they're going to try and take a vacation to your home, and once they're there, they usually like to stay. So something to really keep in mind is focusing on exclusion and just understanding that pests are going to really migrate and move and change locations, and most often they want to upgrade, so they're going to try and get into your house if at all possible. So that's another reason why we really recommend having a pest control service in place, at least to create some sort of barrier around your home to at least help deal with the ones that do get inside. And another thing to keep in mind too is as you're traveling, there's some other pests you want to be on the lookout for. So if you're taking a spring break trip this year, again, really be on the lookout for bed bugs. You know, not every hotel is obviously going to have them, but as you travel and go to different locations where there's a high turnover rate of people, there's just more and more opportunities for those pests to get into those places and then again make their way back to your home. So a couple things to look out for if you're staying in new places, traveling a lot. Be sure to check the bed frame before you stay in that room, before you spend the night. And then bed bugs can hide in other places too. So they can be found in like chairs, cushions around the room, pillowcases, couches, along different things like that, hiding in the bed, all these different areas. So not just the bed shouldn't be necessarily your only focus. That's a prime target for them, but they can get in other places as well. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll cling onto your clothing or your luggage, again, beyond just the bed. So if you do encounter bed bugs or you feel like you might have encountered them, when you get home, throw all your clothes and your stuff in the washer, do it on hot water, dry it on high heat for at least 30 minutes to help kill off those bed bugs. And then again, just do another inspection of your luggage and the stuff that you brought to make sure no other ones came along with you. So again, hopefully you got some value out of these travel tips, and as spring approaches, some things to keep in mind about pests and pest control. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And then if you are a first-time customer with us over at Rove Pest Control, be sure to head on over to rovepestcontrol.com/50 off. And you can actually enter your information for access to $50 off your first service with us. So if you're a new customer, you have an existing pest issue, or maybe you want to set up that maintenance program like we talked about, head on over to rovepestcontrol.com/50 off and enter your information for that great discount. But thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you more soon.